it could be less, but now is the time, sooner rather than better, to sit down and think about, okay, how can we make sure that this thing is not going to turn against us and is going to be a very dangerous race that will self-destroy humanity.
This is what I don't understand, what his message is.
Why not? What
Why
do you not understand?
Okay, he's talking about is not based upon kind of
So for you,
concrete issue.
So for you, it's decided.
Concrete, like he's talking about dream type of message. Dream means not actual kind of sort of message for each country's government or some message. So okay, I understand. So what kind of action we should take? Nothing.
No, what we should take, what kind of action we should take right now, is we should decide and draft up a protocol or whatever, in order to make sure that we are not going to be the victim of our own arms race. To
well, he said arms race. Okay, I read a lot of articles, arms race for the AI, but this is next decade. Arms race. It should be. It's going to be. There's no way.
So
actually, okay, drone is drone by drone battle actually prevailing. But who tried to protect it? Just prevailing. Iran, America, drone versus drone. This is arms race now.
So what you're saying is that this is a non-discussion because the AI war will happen and we are screwed.
Nobody cannot control it.
Basically.
Yes.
So it's just the end of it. Like in 50 years' time, it could be our end.
No. By decade, time by time, each government need to negotiate, make agreement, depending on AI advancement. We can't say anything at all right now.
No, what he's saying right now is that basically we should start that discussion right now. Not wait 10, 20, 30 years because that could be too late.
But what is AI? Who knows that? What is 5 years, 10 years? Okay, China.
No, exactly.
Okay,
so
China 2025, they're thinking about 2049, what kind of level going to reach. They're going to prepare 10 issues, okay? Biochemistry and everything, right? Transportation, 10 issues. But nobody knows 5 years later what's going to be. So what kind of discussion do you want to talk?
Well,
this is 5 of 10, okay? China 2025 talking about AI. But who discuss about those issues?
So what he's saying is we are not discussing it and we should be discussing it.
No, what I'm talking about, what do you want to discuss? What the content of he want to discuss? This is very vague.
The content is an ethical discussion about AI and how we're going to make sure that it's not developing into an arms race that will endanger humanity.
No, I'm going to show you. This is why he's too much vague. I tell you, it's ridiculous for me. Just can I show you? Why it doesn't move?
What?
Oh, here you go. Why it doesn't move? Oh, why it doesn't move?
What?
Delete or
What
expand?
are you doing?
I want to show that my slide, but I don't. I
Your
can't.
slide?
Yeah.
Which? Which
Just
one?
move. No, I want to open PowerPoint. Oh my God! Which one is?
Your desktop is
confusing.
terrible.
Terrible.
This one I will show you. This takes time. Recently, my PC moving very slow. I don't know why.
Because you have about 20,000 windows open. I'm guessing.
Let's okay, PowerPoint very good stuff. Here we go. Okay.
Darian PowerPoint.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know how to do it. Oh, here.
View.
Yeah, okay, this one. This is China 2025. 10 most, they are important issues. 5 of those is AI.
Indeed.
They are talking about this is 2049 and 2025, 2035, 2049. This is target for those issues. But who knows this kind of AI? The first is next generation information information communication technology, and this is robot and digital control machine, and air and cyberspace, and this is sea ocean construction and high-tech ship, and this is advanced transportation system, and save energy, new energy, EV car, electricity, utility, and agriculture, new material, biochemical, and this is all areas, and China is focusing on. This is the so-called 2025. Okay, this is AI area, but he's talking about what kind of issues he's going to talking about. Each, what AI direction is going to. I know the 10 AI direction we need to consider artificial intelligence.
This is his application. This is one level above that.
No. This is going to back to basic. This is everything is by coding. Every system, okay. Everyone is based on system, and then we're going to accumulating everything to the top to the AI. But I don't understand. He said, okay, we're going to discuss about AI. What kind of content do you want to discuss? This is my image.
It's an ethical question, Uno-san. It's not.
I know, but
it's not about
I know,
about
but
how we're going to
calculation.
apply it.
But usually, just kind of chemist, kind of scientist talking about, university professor talking about kind of image, just kind of dream.
It's not a dream.
We need to discuss ethical issue. Oh, but by the way, just kind of, what kind of discussion do you want?
This is very important discussion.
No, what kind of contents?
The contents is how we're going to make sure that this is not going to escalate into an arms race that will basically
this is the point. For
it's
example,
a threat through humanity.
For example, arms race. What kind of arms race he's talking about? I can't get the image.
So basically, what we need to do is to make sure that we are not going to take enormous risks developing an AI, country against country.
Do you know what the
company
current is kind of military kind of adopting AI risks? American military thinking about, most concerned about.
Yeah, but you are talking about applying this technology. He is talking about one step before that. The role of AI in our society, in future society, and how we're the road towards developing this AI as a driving force between all these things you mentioned here. This is an ethical discussion that we need to have. This is an ethical discussion that we need to make sure that this is not going to escalate. What you're saying is that we can't do it because it's going to happen anyway. But if we are smart enough to develop artificial intelligence, wouldn't we be smart enough to actually have a civilized human discussion about how we're going to make sure that these kinds of technological development is not going to end up in the hands of a few mad scientists who get extremely rich in the process?
For example, I understand we don't make a human being by human power. Okay, it means just you make take this
some skin tissue
skin
and
to make a human
regenerate.
being. We can do that, but global level we decided not to do that.
That's an ethical. It's based on ethical.
Yeah, this I understand, but AI is different.
It's not.
It's different.
It's not. It's exactly the same.
I don't understand. Who can control this ethical standard for AI?
Well, I think basically what we need to do is draft up a protocol, and I think really seriously think about how we are going to make sure that we are not going to kill each other on the way to get there first.
Oh, it's impossible. How is it going to stop it?
Why? Because you have a very limited view of what is possible, what's not possible in the world. Because basically, we have decided money comes first, and self-interest drives whatever happens in this world. Because if I get there first, it doesn't matter. I will pursue it anyway because riches are mine. That is very nihilistic, I think. If we are smart enough to develop these kinds of technologies,
War
wouldn't it be smart?
is kill each other. We cannot stop them. Right?
I don't know. I think actually the only problem that we have is that we
Yeah,
only start to
this
think
morning,
about this.
This morning we discussed Vietnam War, and Westmoreland general kill as many as possible. They kill Vietnamese. His order, right? But he failed. He couldn't kill. But Vietnamese they killed American soldiers. Many people they killed them.
So the problem is with humans is that usually they only rise to the occasion when it's really already too late, right?
Not too late.
Well,
but
almost
no,
too
no,
late.
no, not too late. War is war. Okay, nobody stop it. And okay, you don't need this tool. You should not use this tool. Actually, they use it. Like one example in Yemen,
Biochemical weapons.
chemical weapon, and also some bomb is like a kind of small, steel ball. Is put into the bomb. What name is that? Cluster.
Cluster bombs.
Yeah. Prohibited cluster. Maybe American government is selling, exporting cluster bomb to
Saudi Arabia.
They use it.
It's really unbelievable.
So at global level, they prohibited. Nobody keep the promise. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, if you're going to think about AI, if you're going to
But
something.
the problem is, Uno-san, if we are going to let that happen, then if the bombs are there is an incentive for an individual to do that. But then it's very difficult because the cat is out of the hat. The cat is not out of the hat yet.
Of course, we just criticize America. Why are you going to exporting this kind of bomb to Saudi Arabia?
Right.
But we cannot stop it. China is the same, right? Discrimination for the Xinjiang people, but we cannot stop them. It's in the world, every sort of thing is happening. Who going to stop it? That we just criticize them, but we cannot stop it. Oh, okay. Well, of course, we can criticize. We can say something for them, but we cannot stop it. But nuclear bomb is kill them all, so everybody knows that. And making a human being by people is cause a lot of problems.
So
everybody knows that.
With the nuclear bomb, we failed. We were too late.
But they understand they can use it, okay? And they understand they can human being can create human being, right? They understand. But my opinion, who knows AI? This is my opinion.
No, exactly. So that's the point. So we failed with the nuclear bomb. We are still in the process of containing.
This is very obvious, very clear message. But who knows AI?
No, exactly. So before we are there, before this race is fully going, we should have this discussion.
But what he want to I don't understand what he want to say. He said artificial intelligence, but nobody knows what is it.
That's
right?
why we need to regulate the way that we're going to develop this and
No
make sure
way,
that there's
no
not
way.
going to be a second nuclear war.
No kind of material, no kind of message, no kind of information in the world. Nobody knows next 5 years later, right?
That's exactly why we need to do it now, Uno-san. That's obvious, isn't it? If we're going to wait,
if you have clear image or clear future drawings, we can write it down. Okay, everybody, we can show them. This is 5 years later. This is 10 years later. Nobody, we can write it down.
Yeah, but that doesn't prevent us from stopping, from talking about how we want to make this come into development where it serves humanity instead of being used as a
for
weapon.
example, I tell you, nobody tells about driving automation. What's going to happen 5 years later? Nobody can tell that. Okay, the American truck driver will going to lose their employment next 2 or 3 years later, but nobody they don't take any action because they don't know what's happening.
I don't think
This is AI.
No, it's not. The reason why they don't take any action is that basically the only people who want to take action against this are the people who are suffering the consequences. But
No, I'm talking about 3 years later. Actually, we don't need an American truck driver.
yeah,
But nobody take action.
yeah. Well, the American truck drivers are now voting for Trump in the hope that he will take action.
And also, taxi driver 5 years later, they
Yeah.
don't need any.
Same
person.
story.
But nothing happened.
Same story. So these things
Japan
are
is
happening.
the same.
And AI has even much more potential for humanity as a whole.
Yeah.
So are we going to wait until we know what it exactly
no,
looks like?
I wanted to
That's
say
too late.
supermarket. Nobody required
Yeah, but
5 years later.
You're only talking about applied how to apply this. The question is, these kinds of technologies will come because of the three reasons that he mentioned.
Okay. My question is, what kind of discussion he is asking for us?
He's asking for us to think about a way that we can develop this technology in a way that will not lead to an arms race, which will lead to very unsafe situations for mankind, things that we cannot control. So if we're not going to have any discussion, this thing will get out of control. It's very likely that it will get out of control because
This is what that I can't make image. What kind of discussion we're going to make?
Okay, so basically what we need to do is that we decide, for example, that when it comes to interfacing artificial intelligence with our brain, there we need to develop a protocol before we can move the development of artificial intelligence. We need to develop a brain-machine interface that is safe for humanity, for example.
This is each by each. I told you 5 years later we're going to discuss about these issues. But now if we're going to talking about this is useless, I'm talking about.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
The longer we wait, the more difficult it will be because people have built up positions.
Those is I can imagine. Okay.
At this moment, we don't really have winners and losers yet, but this arm race will soon fall into different speeds, and then the people who have the overhand will not want to make any compromise because they want to materialize on their advanced position. If we're going to wait, we cannot control it anymore. Now is the time to discuss it. If we're going to wait,
well, wait a minute.
the winners.
Arms race. What is it?
What is it?
Yeah, AI arms race.
Find a working model as quickly as possible.
What is it?
Maybe develop a artificial war machine that will enable you to dominate the entire world without any.
Okay, I tell you, I studied for AI area for the war equipment. Okay, drone and military and automatic military to invading enemy area. Current American military most concern is how to try not to kill ordinary people. Okay, current level they can recognize these soldiers, enemy soldiers, ordinary people.
Intelligence should they use for that?
They cannot recognize because reason is kind of terrorists. This is their way and their style is exactly the same as ordinary people. They can recognize enemy or not, but actually they kill them all. So this is the ESCAL standard. They have problem. This is currently most concerned about the American intellectual military, research is now. But what we want to discuss about, you are talking about military, kind of, how to consider for AI for military. This is I don't understand.
Understand? The more clear this becomes, the more risky it will become that we will never be able to make any agreement, because that means that at that time we're too late because there's already vested interest.
This is what
Because
I
there are
okay.
winners
This is
and
what I
losers.
know. What I don't understand. Too late. What?
Too late to keep it under control. At this moment, nobody is winning or losing because basically AI is
No.
still
What I'm saying. What are you going to try to control? What
the way that we are going to develop artificial intelligence.
way?
Yes.
What kind of way? How he is going to consider for future? How he want to stop what kind of issues you
Well,
need
for
to.
example, he wants to avoid that in the arms race, people are going to implant AI devices into their brains without safely testing it, without knowing exactly the security risks that are involved.
I don't know how many years later, China never thinks about that issue.
No, because they think very practically. They are applying this. They are not really.
No,
looking
this
at
is
the bigger
including
picture.
every advanced technology, everything, everybody thinking about it. But you just embed something in the head. Is I don't know how many years later. I don't think 5 years later.
Okay, so what you're proposing is not discuss it. Just let it happen.
Yeah, I'm talking about more AI, more concrete message we need to consider.
No, why?
But I don't
Why?
understand. No. Okay, I don't understand his message.
His message again is that basically we need to discuss it now because we don't have so much time. If we are going to wait, if this is going to materialize, if we are actually to bring this to the market into reality, then there will be the cat is already out of the hat. Everything has happened. At that time, putting it back into the hat is too late. This is already assuming that this is going to develop without any intervention, without any discussion. If we are not going to talk about it now, we cannot control it later.